Are you actually recording at this point?
I have no idea. I can't actually hear it in my headphones anymore, which is a good thing.
You can't or you can't?
Cannot.
Are we? You can't hear your headphones?
I cannot.
Oh, yeah. I can't really hear anything either.
Are we recording?
Are we recording?
Not that I want to hear myself.
Maybe I can hear, but I can't tell the difference between what's in my ear holes and what's coming out my mouth.
Oh.
You know, the natural resonance in your own head?
Yeah.
The little light is on. So presumably that means...
We're jumping to some conclusions again.
Well...
Why can't I pronounce the word conclusions today?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know if we're recording at this point. I'm still unsure as to whether or not any of this is getting recorded or if we're just jackassing around for free.
For free.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
No, I got you on the Zoom here, but you'll be able to hear yourselves in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm very confused at what's going on.
This podcast is made by dirty, stupid goblins and their equally horrible guests. They don't believe anything they're saying, and neither should you. It's definitely not for kids, unless their parents are hilariously irresponsible or unbelievably rad, like high on peyote, jumping the dirt bike over the creek, kind of awesome. You know what I'm talking about.
All the freaks by the side of the road, they all say they don't like what they see. All the freaks by the side of the road, they all sit there just staring at me. All the people on the other side, they all stay there just waiting to slide. All the freaks by the side of the road, they all smile.
Hi, welcome back to Why Don't We Have Our Own Show, the show that answers its own goddamn question. I am your loving husband, Scott, and I am managing my diabetes.
And I'm just a really exhausted local goblin with winged eyeliner that just does not match.
Okay, yeah, you want to take that one? Are you good?
I'm good with that one because I'm exhausted and I'm not doing that again.
Did you introduce yourself as, like, a name?
I did. Were you not paying attention?
No, you didn't. Did you
Oh,
use
I'm
your
Ann.
name?
No, I didn't. Maybe I should take that one again.
It's staying in regardless.
I
so
mean,
do
I
it
know
again.
that goof is staying in regardless of what happens. You know what? I'm not doing it over again. We're doing it live, Scott. There's an old joke for you, like right there. That's a joke for the kids. They'll think that one's funny.
There used to be this guy named...
Oh, don't explain it.
okay.
They can look it up. They have Google.
They're not using Alta Vista anymore? Why don't you ask Jeeves about that,
Yeah,
kids?
ask Jeeves about that one. See what Jeeves says.
So E3 was this week.
Yes, it was.
And I would love to spend a little bit of time talking about E3 while I bring these Yahoo questions up.
I would also love to talk about it because 3 of my favorite games have been announced.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a very busy few months for me because we have a brand new Pokemon game, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have some decisions on what Pokemon I want to get. The starters have been announced, as well as the 2 legendaries. I don't actually remember what their actual names are, but it's Shield Wolf and Sword Wolf, and I'm going to be getting Sword Wolf.
Well, yeah, because Shield Wolf
Wolf is lame.
He looks like he just rammed his face into a wall and walked out the door.
Basically.
A very wide door.
Well, and, yeah. And then, Sword Wolf is just inestimably cool. And he's got a sword.
So
What more do you want?
Do you think you're going to be able to name them like personalized names? Like
Obviously, because it's a Pokemon game.
Games? Wait, way back in Red and Blue, you could do that?
Oh, yeah. You could always give him a nickname.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's
I've never
something
played
that's
one.
been there from the beginning. You could always give your Pokemon nicknames.
Okay, so...
Which makes trading them really hilarious, especially if you give them really stupid names like I do.
like we have since I started helping you.
I think I named one Heinz ketchup, and I traded it to someone. And this is the genius thing about giving them a nickname and then trading them off. You can't change a traded Pokemon's name, so whoever got that is stuck with Heinz ketchup.
And they probably gave it away right away.
Oh,
so
probably.
Somewhere in the world, Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, somebody has Heinz ketchup. I don't know who. I'm sorry.
Do you remember, God, what was the swear that we did, that we gave them, but we had to spell it really, really carefully?
I don't remember what the swear was.
Was
I
it
think it was a
fuckhead?
French swear,
Oh,
and I
okay.
got mad because I'm like, I can't even put French swears into this. But no, Pokemon, they went ahead and they made sure all avenues were closed for swearing. So
No.
it's like you can't even swear in other languages.
But
They
you
won't
just had
let
to be,
you.
But you could be creative.
Yeah.
And
You had to
spell
be
it
real
with-
creative
spell
with it, but
phonetically.
they were like really good at making sure covering all their bases because Pokemon knows. They know your
Pokemon
sins.
Pokemon hears your sins.
Yep, and then
They-
the other
they
one they
smell your
announced
sins.
was Animal Crossing, which is another one of my favorites.
What's the subtitle on this one?
Oh, I don't freaking remember. It's this going to be taking place in a cool deserted island, and
It's one of your favorite game franchises, and you don't know the name of the game.
no, I know I should listen, man. I don't understand how my brain works.
Okay, fair enough.
It's Animal Crossing. It's a deserted island, bitches.
It's Animal
It's Gilligan's Island.
Animal Crossing's auto cannibalism, where you're gonna have to chop off bits of your own self and eat it in order to sustain yourself. But here's the thing: the less arms and legs that you have, the fewer arms and legs that you have, the less sustenance you need in order to
Yeah.
survive. So it's really a win-win.
Yeah, and you have to learn things like drying the meat. And
Curing it. Yeah, salt curing it.
And trying to find ways to make fresh water because there are none because you're surrounded on all sides by the sea. It's a survival video game.
It's a survival horror video game, and I'm just surprised that they went in that direction because normally you think of Animal
but the
Crossing as-
graphics are really cute,
great,
though. I mean,
yeah.
even though it is horrific,
right. I mean, the
it's
auto cannibalism
the
part
most
of it.
the most adorable. I mean, you just watching the little munch animations. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
adorable.
I mean, when you
You would think it would be disgusting, but it's cute.
when you tourniquet off your own arm and begin sawing at it with a sharpened tree branch.
And one of your whole purposes is to get other people stranded on the island with you, so you can keep a source of meat, a continuous source of meat
so,
coming through at all times.
The first one that you're going to devour, I mean, let's all be honest, Tom Nook.
Oh
and that
yeah,
motherfucker
Tom.
deserves it.
He does. Tom knows what he did. For all those friggin' house loans on all the other games that you had to pay
coming
off,
for you.
that you had to sell like fish and fruit for.
And wasn't the first game that he just constantly upped your the terms of your loan so you could literally never pay him off?
No, it wasn't necessarily up the terms of your loan. You could pay the first loan off, and it's like every Animal Crossing game. In order to get a better house, you have to go back and do another loan. But your second loan is going to be more than your first loan. So it's like because your house is bigger. So you gradually make the first part of your house bigger, and then you can add extensions, and those cost more money. And it's just like progressively more money just to make your house bigger.
And then if you can't pay off your loans, then he comes and he
kneecaps you.
He sends Turtle Brothers to kneecap you.
Yeah, actually, they're pigeons.
Oh, they're pigeons.
I mean,
Okay,
I
I'm
played the
sorry.
game, and you have it. They're pigeons.
Right. Okay.
And they come and they kneecap you.
Yeah, they're like
Once again, the
how you gonna make your-
animation is really adorable, and I can't really be mad at it, even though it is frustrating as a game mechanic.
because you can't really make your house payments. I mean, you can't collect wood and
Yeah,
cherries.
you can't collect wood and cherries and apples and yellow-tailed fish or whatever and pay off a freaking loan. It's not how the world works, even in Animal Crossing.
with no fucking knees.
And there's no disability in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, when they take you behind the dumpster and smack your knees with a cartoon baseball bat.
And then, of course, the next game franchise that I'm really super excited about is Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
The remake for Final Fantasy VII is finally coming out after years and years of waiting. And the fact that we actually got a PlayStation 4 specifically for this f***ing game. Which echoes my original purchase of the PS1. When the PS1 first came out, I bought that stupid thing because Final Fantasy VII was coming out on it. And I was stoked. So
And then
Square
they announced
Enix got me, even though I haven't played one of their games in years because they're all terrible.
And they announced it like 7 years early. Just
yeah.
Oh, hey, here's Final Fantasy VII back in 2012.
You could hear my soul exiting my body right there. That's how long I've been waiting. But, I mean, it looks really cool. The graphics look really awesome. I finally got my first glimpse at my girl, Tifa. She's my favorite character. She's badass.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why they decided to hide her for so long? Because the
Yeah.
first several
I'm
were
guessing.
focused on
I'm
Cloud
guessing
and Aaron.
because they knew that Tifa's the fan favorite. Like, even though people love all the characters, but Tifa's a huge fan favorite. She's a badass. I freaking love her. I'm very excited about the new game. If they screw this up, I'm going to get a divorce from Square Enix.
But it's Square.
and I'm
They're
going to take them for everything they have.
But
Divorce.
It's Square. They're going to fuck it up. They always fuck it up. Remember from Final Fantasy X Part 2, the one with one with Yuna as a pop artist, and they even just jumping. They couldn't do the jump mechanic any justice. It's why make a game where you don't understand the actual mechanics of making an action game when you only ever done timed
I just want
battle.
to just go off
turn-based
script a little bit
Okay.
and stop talking about RPGs for 10 seconds because Gene just closed a window because we were saying too many F words.
Should never have been open to the.
Especially not with us. He should
That
never
should have been closed
opened.
immediately. We should
should
be
have
in a
walked in.
complete soundproof box so nobody knows what we're doing in here. It's better for everyone involved.
Nobody can hear our nasty crimes.
Our dirty, dirty, nasty crimes that we should be arrested for.
So, do you? That was a great bit, and we really did burn a lot of time, and I'm very proud of us.
Good job, us. Gold star.
What trailers have we seen this week or the last? Well, I mean, we've taken some time off. We had like a mental health vacation. So
the only trailer that I can think of that I really want to talk. Well, there's two of them actually. One of them I want to talk about is for that fucking farm movie that you see before every single goddamn movie that I've gone
Wait,
to.
what?
Have you not seen it? It's about
No, I don't go to movies.
this freaking organic farm, and the way that it starts out, it kind of feels like it's going to be like, oh, we're making this farm, and we've never done this before, and this is going to be
like-
so great.
is it like
We're gonna
I Bought
have
a Zoo
horses. No, well, I mean, that's kind of the feel you get about it.
we bought a cow zoo.
But they're basically like, oh, we bought this farm and we're gonna work with nature and it's gonna be all organic and it's gonna be great. And I'm just waiting the entire time, like just waiting for the ball to drop, waiting for like some sort of like eldritch monster to happen, or like the pigs are like birthing demons or whatever. And no, it's just a movie about the stupid organic farm that they made, but they have challenges. It's so hard to have a farm.
Was this made by Focus on Family
I don't know. I
or
didn't check.
Summit Entertainment?
I did not check. Because the entire time I'm just
Hallmark.
waiting for some sort of like giant, gross Cthulhu type demon to just come out of the earth and start, eating their cows.
The pigs
But
can speak human tongue.
Exactly.
And want to punish us for our bacon.
I'm waiting
sins.
for one of their beautiful little children to get possessed by the devil or whatever,
Well, yeah,
and just start causing havoc. And that's what I want that movie to be about.
Because
but
we
that's
live-
not what that movie is about.
Because we live in Michigan and we know what farms are. They are a hotbed of sin.
Yep. But this is in California where they still have hopes and dreams about things, and they don't realize about the darkness that is in the night.
That is the farm. Because I mean, I've had relatives that lived on farms, and I got to tell you, man, all those kids are fucked up.
Yeah.
They were all
Every
fucked up.
farm kid I've ever met has always been messed up, man. They've
always
always
got
been
that-
weird.
They've always got that one sibling that likes to set fire to the barn or torture cats or whatever. Where
Yeah.
you're just like, we
God, no.
don't invite them to Thanksgiving.
No.
They are not welcome in our house.
Like
They
you could
steal
always
shit.
tell the farm kid when you were in school. It's like you like in sixth grade when you have like that thing where you have to do dissections, and he'd always be the kid who's like playing in the pig valve hearts and just like.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, look, I can juggle with the cow's eyes."
And the rest of us are just sitting there like trying not to throw up. Just fucking stop it, you fucking weirdo.
Oh god, his name was always Tony. It's like,
Yeah,
"God damn it,
Tony or Pete.
Pete, Tony.
God damn it, Pete
was-
Tony.
Pete Tony. But I have to say, like on a weird tangent, I'm really, really happy that geeks have taken over the world, because all of my Batman T-shirts and all of my like science fiction Star Wars shirts now don't really point me out as the socially crippled nerd that I
Yeah,
that
and
they used to.
it's no longer an exclamation point above your head like some sort of Metal Gear Solid game that just makes every bully in the vicinity just like, what?
I mean, yeah.
I can't make the noise that makes for Metal Gear
yeah,
Solid,
no.
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that exclamation of surprise noise. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a neon. I carried around that neon sign above my head. Put your fist deep into my asshole because
Yeah.
I'm going to.
You wore Hawaiian shirts too. I mean, you basically
was-
look like Weird Al. I just called you out. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Absolutely, I did. I looked like Weird Al. I intentionally got my first pair of glasses because they look like the ones that Weird Al wore. And yeah, I wore a lot of Hawaiian shirts because I needed to have some kind of a goddamn hero, and it was either that or it was going to be my dirty redneck father. So.
Yeah, so I'm glad you chose the correct role model.
I was probably the only kid in school who wanted a stepdad. I wanted my own Kirk. I wanted my own Don. I wanted a Donald that I could go home because you're like, you're not my real father. I wouldn't yell that like every kid in every movie who had a stepdad. I would be like, you're not my real father.
Like with some kind of relief or excitement. Like, thank God. Thank God he's not my real father.
He'd put his hand, like on my shoulder and be like, son, I know that I could never replace your dad. I'm like, I
Like,
don't
no,
want
no,
you
you
to.
can.
Don't. I
You
don't,
absolutely can.
I want you to not only replace him, I want you to kill him and remove him from the karmic life cycle so he doesn't come back as a slug. I really want you to destroy him like
Destroy
Randy
him
Johnson.
utterly.
I want you to destroy him like Randy Johnson obliterated a bird. I want you to make him explode in a shower of feathers so that he doesn't come back in the next life. That's how hard I want you to replace my dad. Could you do that for me, Kirk? Because it's got to be a Kirk or a Don or a Roger or a Carl or something.
Yeah, it's gotta be Carl.
Carl, stepdad Carl. Stepdad Carl to be like,
Carl, destroy my dad.
like, son, I hope that you don't mind, but I want to take you to something called theater. Oh my God, my hopes and dreams.
Oh,
you mean
my
you don't want
God.
to take me out hunting or fishing? Like my old dad? Like
Jesus
dead
Christ.
dad?
So the other trailer, because we're going to move on from Dead Dads, because I think we've really, really belabored that point, is the one for Rambo, the next Rambo. God, what is it, 6? It's called Last Blood, Rambo Last Blood. We had discussions beforehand, actually, about this.
Yeah,
and,
we kind of no-butted each other, so we're going
yeah.
to try to avoid that.
We're going to try to avoid that because I'm not super happy about the Rambo franchise continuing. I didn't even know there was a film before this. I thought it stopped with like Rambo 4.
I really thought
That was the
you
last
thought
one
that-
I remembered and cared about. Actually, I didn't even really care about it because I
the
hate
last
Rambo.
one that we all sort of knew about collectively was like Rambo 3. That was the last time that it was like
Yeah.
the cultural zeitgeist, and that was like the late 80s, almost into the
it's-
90s.
And it's my contention that 80s nostalgia must be stopped because I feel like we've gone too far at this point. Like, I just don't. I guess there's probably someone out there who probably wants to watch Rambo.
Sure.
And I'm sorry I'm directly attacking you, but I also don't care because I hate the Rambo franchise. I don't think Rambo needs a 6th movie.
and
I don't think it deserves to have a 6th movie, and that's all I really have to say about it.
I'm sure our parents were kind of piss potty about like 60s and 70s culture getting rebooted.
That's actually not my issue, though. I don't mind like 80s and 90s culture like getting rebooted or whatever.
Specifically and exclusively Rambo. What
I
about the
just-
Rocky
I
movies?
just- Yeah, the Rocky movies. I'm not a fan. God.
So, okay, what movie would you, what franchise that is not currently, what 80s franchise that is not currently in a reboot phase, what would you
It wouldn't
what would you
necessarily
do?
be a movie franchise.
Okay.
Because, I mean, there are some people who are like, oh, we want another Goonies movie. Why would you want another Goonies movie? You have
Kids
one.
of the Goonies?
It's perfect. You don't
Yeah.
need another one.
Yeah, there was going to be one where there were going to be
don't
like the
do it.
Kids of the Goonies for the longest time, and I mean, thank God that ended up in
And that's what I'm
development
talking about.
hell.
It's like you're taking a franchise that's perfectly perfect as the way that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to ruin it, and you're going to make me sad that I actually went and watched it. I mean, that happened with Indiana Jones, and that
Wait, there was
fourth,
a-
mo- yeah.
there was a fourth
if there
movie?
was a fourth movie,
No, there wasn't.
which I don't acknowledge.
There was no.
There was
I mean,
never a
it
fourth
ended
movie,
on
but
a
if there
perfect-
was,
it ended on that
and if it was
sunset
about
shot, and it
aliens, it
rode
took
off-
place in the
no, that would be
50s and made me
stupid.
deeply sad.
That would be dumb.
That
Don't
would
do
be
that.
just a really bad take, and that's what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is that there's just some things that I don't really need to be brought back. I mean, they're rebooting fucking Punky Brewster. We just talked
let's
about
talk
Punky
about
Brewster
that.
which is weird.
Right.
We talked about Glomer and crap, and they're rebooting Punky Brewster, and
Boomer
it's like,
crap.
and it's just like, who is this for? Because while I have great memories of when I was a kid watching Punky Brewster, but I'm not going to watch Punky Brewster now. I mean, maybe there's some people who are super nostalgic. Maybe I'm just being an asshole. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just saying I'm not going to watch it.
Well, here's the weird thing. We say that, but Fuller House had a second season.
Yeah, but I also didn't watch Fuller House.
No, neither of us did.
Okay.
And and I didn't watch like the Roseanne, but my mom watched every episode
And I don't
of the first
understand
season
that.
of the Roseanne.
I'm just like, it's like,
update.
why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if I were to actually go and reboot an 80s show
that is not now currently
that
being
is not now
rebooted.
currently, I would do Pirates of Darkwater, because that was a show that got one season and it was kind of truncated because it did not get good ratings at all.
Yeah, if I remember, and I remember watching that had Tim Curry in it, right?
I believe it's the bad guy, maybe.
No, wait. Tim Curry was Captain Hook in that Fox Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah. You might have to look it up on your Computadora because I don't remember exactly who all the voice actors in it. But the thing that was really interesting about the show, it was obviously about pirates and this Darkwater was taking over the world or whatever. I'm going completely off my own memories because I did not look it up beforehand because Be Prepared is for suckers.
If you would like to correct Ann, if you'd like to actually Ann.
If you want to correct Ann, you can go ahead and you can
email us at.
No, don't. You're not emailing me about this. You're going to write me a real letter, and I'm not going to give you the address. You're going to have to guess.
Oh my God.
And then you're just going to have to send it in the mail and hope it gets to me because I'm not going to listen to you because I don't care.
Yeah, send it to who gives a fuck at whogivesaffuck.com because who gives a fuck
at you.com.
Yeah, that's
because
our official
I ain't answering your nitpicky questions, you piece of shit.
blueheavenpictures at gmail.com if you have any questions or if you really want to
sincerely,
actually
if you do, I'm sorry I called you a piece of shit. That was rude.
Yeah, we apologize.
We apologize to you, nerd who's going to write me about Pirates of Darkwater. The one lone nerd in the world besides me that really liked that show, but liked it more than me, clearly.
I remember liking it. I don't remember a goddamn thing about it.
I remember that there was a female character on there who was really, really cool.
Okay.
And I really, really enjoyed her. And if I remembered a single other thing about the show, I would know her name, but I don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But it was a really dope show, and I think there were a lot of elements to it that were sort of before its time. So I don't think it had a chance.
Yeah, it was very story driven,
audience.
and it was very it had a long form story arc.
Yeah.
Which is not what kids shows were in the 80s.
And for the most part, really interesting characters. Like all 80s shows that also had an annoying animal sidekick that talked. It was a monkey bird. It was horrible.
Oh, is that somebody banging on the?
Oh my God!
Somebody.
God is banging on the sky to tell us to stop. I guess.
Oh, we're super sorry, God.
Sorry, God.
No, but we're not going to stop.
We're not going to stop.
Eat it. We got this. We got this room.
You should
scheduled
know that.
till
You're
9.
the Almighty.
You should have read our intentions when we walked in the door.
And now we're going pop it off on God. Jeez, we're just
well, yeah,
winners.
Yeah, you really should have smote us when you had the chance.
Yeah, but I just feel like Pirates of the Darkwater never really got a chance to go ahead and reach its full potential.
Right.
I think it was really kind of ahead of its time, and that I think that it would find a better audience now than it
today.
did back then.
Yeah. I would, and this is odd to say because I know that there's been a massive effort to like reboot it anyway. I would reboot He-Man. And this is why I would do it, because I would like to embrace the stripped down, oily gay culture of it and turn it into like.
They're not going to let you do that though, because Hasbro's not going to let you do that.
Well, but
they're not going to let you turn it into the Tom of Finland dream that you want it to be.
I really want it to be, because here's the thing: we could have Skeletor sort of recast as an ultra conservative right wing douche, and all of his dialogue would be Mike Pence quotes.
Yeah, I don't think Hasbro's going to let you do that, Scott. That's a great idea. Hasbro, call us. blueheavenpictures@gmail.com. We have some ideas about how to reboot
Would you
He-Man.
please, Hasbro, if you wouldn't
We're
mind,
gonna just take
phone call on that.
We're not even gonna get it. We're not even gonna get a voice actor to redub it. We're just gonna straight up
Just Mike
like
Pence
yoink Mike Pence.
Well, or we can get Frank Welker. We can get Frank Welker.
What, like squeak it like a monkey.
Yes, well, no, not squeaking it like a monkey. I'm fairly certain Frank Welker did the voice of Skeletor.
Did he? I have no idea.
Suffice to say, but it'd be like,
you can be right, you can be wrong.
gay conversion, He-Man. I'm going to torture you until you no longer like it in the buttocks. Because why not? I mean, it was 100% there anyway, and I just want to watch him embrace that. I want to watch him go to Queer Eye, get the fucking bull Conan cut off, and just do something really nice with his hair for a change.
Call Jonathan Van Ness and have him do a complete and total makeover of that of
100%
He-Man's
total makeover.
Life. That's the real tea right there. We have the Queer Eye guys give He-Man a makeover, and that's the new reboot. I would watch that.
Battle Cat could fart.
Call us,
rainbows.
Hasbro. We have
Call us.
ideas.
We got it. We got this shit locked down. Hey, here's a question.
Oh no.
How do I find auditions for horse movies? I really want to star in a horse movie. However, I don't know how to go about to audition for one, as I do not know what horse movies are currently looking for an actress. I'm very experienced with horses, so I want a part that is a bit involved. Is this ridiculous?
I would say it's not a ridiculous dream because dream
we
big.
have-
This is 2019, and I mean honestly, there's not that much call for horse movies. That is the unfortunate reality.
I mean, unless it's summer and
you
it's
make
Michigan.
you make one every 10 years. You make like Misty of Shinkity or Black Stallion or whatever.
But Hallmark does it all
Hallmark
the time.
does, but like, are you talking about like a big movie or a Hallmark movie?
I think that's just horse movie. I think that's the only criteria that we've gotten here. I mean, I don't think that they're
I
looking
mean, if
for
you
a
want just a generic horse
multi-trillion-dollar
movie that like
horse epic.
5 suburban moms without jobs are gonna watch, then obviously you call the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, they're gonna stick
I'm
it on
sure-
during Easter for when Aunt Betsy is in the room, because Aunt Betsy doesn't like the
Yeah,
swears.
they like a horse for Christmas, a horse for Easter,
Horse
horse
for
on the
Thanksgiving.
4th of July.
A horse for the 4th of July, where you get
Yeah, it's
gifted a
different
horse.
than horse on the 4th of July because horse on the 4th of July is a Vietnam tale.
Yeah, and it's
about a horse that went to Vietnam.
Oh, and it came back with severe PTSD. I mean, the bugs are crawling on its skin, and I think it got exposed to
And
like
interestingly enough, Tom Cruise played the horse. He's the voice of the horse. He went really method, and he became a horse.
He became a horse. That was great. Yes, he spoke to the wizard that lives within the veil
And the wizard
between
turned
the
him
dreams.
into a horse for the duration of the movie.
And he would only eat oats and hay and shit where he stood. Everybody was like, Tom, man, you're really going for that Oscar gold, aren't you, buddy?
And he was like,
So I'm just gonna say we have a guy who lives in the West Michigan sort of end of town that does the occasional horse movie sells them directly to Hallmark. I think he's got a really great, like a really sort of a lucrative deal to make these movies for Hallmark. And
it's not
contact
hard
him.
because Hallmark always needs a horse movie.
Yeah, they always need a horse movie.
With a generic freaking love story that basically does not change whatsoever.
Right. And he wears a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears a cowboy hat. She does not usually wear a cowboy hat unless, they decided to go ahead and switch it.
Yeah. And
be
she's
just weird
like-
and random. And then it's always somehow about believing in Christmas, that one of them just, doesn't love Christmas like the rest of us. Right. Which, frankly, I blame Charles Dickens for it.
I blame Jesus.
I blame Charles Dickens because he wrote that stupid. What's the name of that? Why can't I remember that?
A Christmas Carol?
A Christmas Carol, yeah.
Scrooged.
The Scrooge.
The one with Bill Murray.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it was.
He
About
wrote that one.
It was about the
little
newspaper.
known fact. Scrooge. They say it's loosely based, but really, what they're not telling
He wrote
you
the
is
script
that.
for that, yeah.
Charles Dickens, from beyond the grave, wrote that story and sent it to Bill Murray specifically.
His first draft.
It's like, you will fucking play Scrooged in this.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
And ironically, it was like a Christmas Carol type thing where basically Charles Dickens came and told Bill Murray, "You're going to make this movie, and 3 ghosts are going to come and haunt you tonight," and one of them was John Candy.
Wow. That is a very detailed dream that you just No, but I blame Charles Dickens because, as we all know, he was crucified by the Romans, died, and was buried in a cave and resurrected 3 days later. So, and that's why he believes in Christmas, because he is our Lord and Savior, Charles the Dickens.
And then he wrote all of his very good stories while he was in the cave.
They would hear him scratching on
He
his
wrote
cold
Oliver
pen.
Twist while he was waiting in the cave.
on Saturday morning.
Oh my God. Oh, we're going to hell for that one. Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume that your name is Becki. Becki, if you really want to be in a Hornch film now, there's really no reason why you can't
Go out, take your iPhone, and make that Hornch movie.
Right.
You don't have to wait for like somebody else to say they can be in a movie about horses. Make that movie yourself.
Make that movie yourself. You know what,
Becki,
Becki?
do it.
Becki, do it. Be the horse.
Be the horse,
Be
Becki.
the horse.
Why
put on
are
a
you
costume.
content with just like working with the horse?
Why are you content with just 2 legs when you can have 4?
Dream big, Becki.
Becki, okay, this is going to be a deep dive. You're only going to get this kind of advice twice in your life, so I want you to write this down, Becki.
Write it down,
really,
Becki,
really
because
close
you
to
will
the
never
microphone.
remember it. The wizard will steal it from your dreams.
As soon as you hear these words, they will be vaporized from your mind instantly. So I'm going to need you to write this down, Becki. I'm going to get really, really quiet. What you need to do is wait for the 3rd month of the 3rd epoch. Go out into the middle of the night at 3:33 a.m. Find yourself a fork in the road, a crossroad. Go to the 3rd bush on the left, not the one on the right. You don't want to go to the one on the right. Go to the 3rd bush on the left and talk to the whisper stranger. Make yourself a pact. Don't ask about the price because you can't afford it.
No, there's no way you can afford it.
But if he doesn't give you a price, it's free. But it's never free.
It's never really free.
No, it's never going to
Do
be
not
free.
look the whisper stranger in the face at all, ever. Not because anything terrible happened. Just make him really nervous.
He's socially awkward.
Yes.
And you're just going to
doesn't like eye contact. Don't be rude, Becki.
Don't be rude, Becki. Becki, listen to me. Make the pact. Become a Centuar.
It'll hurt like fuck, but it's worth it in the end.
It's not magic. He's going to saw your torso off and glue it to the body of a horse.
There's no magic involved. It will be painful.
Staples, you're going to involuntarily piss and shit yourself for the rest of your life, which will be painful and
More than the
short.
usual horse.
It's going to be a painful and short life, but in those months where you're screaming in agony, you will also be a horse star.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to put a
Centuar.
Centuar into their... Who wants to watch a boring
A
fucking
sun
movie?
star.
Oh. Who's going to want to watch a boring fucking movie about a girl riding a horse when they can watch a beautiful fucking movie about a girl who is
is
the
a horse?
Yes! Do it, Becki. Do it.
The months of like physical therapy you'll have to endure in order to function as a Centuar will be horrible.
The psychological trauma you will never recover
No,
from. But
you will have
won't-
nightmares for the rest of your life.
Agonizing and brief though your life will be after this procedure, you will be a horse star
Forever.
forever.
Follow
They
your
will-
dreams, Becki.
This is your moment. This is your moment to shine.
This is your time now, Becki. Be the
Becki,
horse.
Be the horse.
Don't be a coward.
I mean, if we really wanted to go and be serious, if we wanted to step outside the bit, get yourself an agent.
Yeah.
I mean, look, don't talk to the whisper stranger. That was terrible advice.
Yeah, this is
He's-
bad advice. He's kind of a dick.
He socially awkward though he may be. There's a reason why he's socially awkward. He saws girls in half and glues their bodies onto the
The whisper
decapitated,
stranger, you should probably stay away from him.
You should probably avoid
He's
him,
really, and most people actually don't survive the procedure.
especially in the state of
So-
Hawaii for some reason.
Yeah.
They, I don't know if it's just the
But
time
yeah, just
change
get
or-
yourself an actual agent.
Yeah. And list your like talents as I'm good with hornches.
Yeah. And it would also probably help if you actually moved outside of wherever you are to
Yeah.
an actual place where
Go
movies
to-
like that are made.
Go to Hollywood.
Yep, go to Hollywood with your horn.
Okay, so here's another Yahoo Answers question to answer, and this is probably going to take like 14 seconds to answer, so this one might get cut to. Who would win, Predator or Kim Kardashian?
The audience would win because Predator would eat Kim Kardashian.
There's no follow-up up to that. Who would win, Predator or Kim Kardashian?
So wait, there's no like.
No, there's no follow-up.
There's like no like nobody else like elaborating or anything.
No, there are people who said like this makes no sense at all, and Predator obviously. And,
obviously the Predator is going to win.
Here's my favorite answer of all: Kim had the better sex tape.
This takes not a very long time to answer, but it's a very excellent question. Who asked that question? Who are you?
Anonymous.
I
Anonymous.
have some big questions. No, we have to find out who this hero is. I have so many questions to ask you. What brought this up? What are you thinking about?
Yeah.
In what context is this? I need context.
Can I have all of the drugs that you're taking?
They must be
Please.
Fantastic.
They must be fantastic drugs. But I actually do. Let's take a serious one.
Don't cut that one out because that was fun.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
God bless you, person who wants to know who would win in a fight. It's like a real fight, you think, or like a movie fight?
I don't
like
know.
do you think it's gonna be like sort of like a Godzilla versus King Kong, sort of like if Kim Kardashian was like 50 feet tall and the Predator was also like 50 feet tall and they would fight in like the middle of New York or whatever?
I can't. I have no idea.
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, I think we could probably go off on a little bit on like what kind of a Kim Kardashian like movie would you watch?
I mean, I think we just detailed the kind of Kim Kardashian movie I want to watch. I want to watch her like fight a giant monster.
Hey, do you remember when it was like really like de rigueur to put in like some sort of pop culture icon into your movie to get like horrifically butchered like in the 90s?
Oh yeah,
like
because they thought it was somehow funny.
Like
Not
Paris
really.
Hilton and House of Wax.
Yeah.
We really should spend some time talking one of these days about like the tropes of horror movies.
Oh yeah.
And the
that would require
expectation
us to be like a good resource for people though. Like
don't ever
an
don't
actual
source me.
like
don't source me.
Don't source me. No, don't source me, bro. We're not a good source.
We are not a good
Don't
source.
source me, bro.
Never listen to anything that we
That
have
would
to
require
say.
us actually to be serious for like 5 seconds, which we can't manage
That's a hell,
at all.
That's a hell on earth.
We've actually done it before, but I don't know if that makes good podcasts.
Yeah, I am actually really worried that at one point when we were informative, we were also boring.
Yeah. I don't want to be informative anymore. I don't want people to learn things from me. There's nothing you can learn from me.
Shooting action movie worried about cops. Okay, so I'm going to shoot an action movie with some people over Christmas break. The location is a bridge that is next to a private road, even though the cops won't care if you go there. And there is no parking. I have to park my car on the side of the road. This goes on for a while, by the way. But it is also a golf course. I would be off the course, but if cops see an abandoned car on the side of the road of a private road, they will investigate, I'm guessing. So I want to notify the cops, but I know they're just going to say that we can't film because we are on private property and we have guns that look real. Airsoft guns. Big
Jesus
parenthetical
Christ.
there. Airsoft guns. So here's the question. Should I notify the cops? And if they say no, then still do it? No. And should I ask the golf club and see what they say? Just for reference, I'm 16, so I don't really want to get in trouble with the cops. You can barely see the location from the road and only a small part. I'm afraid the people driving by will be nosy and call the cops. Finally, should we post signs? Or will that just make it worse? Thanks for the answers. And here's the thing.
Man.
We were just going to say don't use this as a resource.
But we're going to answer this one seriously because, I mean, honestly, this beautiful 16-year-old little filmmaker... You're going to get arrested, bro.
Don't
do it.
Don't do it.
Like, just coming from experienced indie filmmakers who have been asked to leave places and who have been stopped by the cops.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
do it,
not-
especially at age 16. I mean, you might be able to go ahead and worm your way out of it, but legally speaking, it's not super great.
Get a permission, get a permit. I know that they always say that it's better to beg forgiveness than ask for permission.
But in this case, no.
No, it's also better to be indicted by 12 than carried by 6, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Which is, I'm quoting from Michael McCallum, friend of the show, Michael McCallum. It's good advice. You really don't want to be in a pine box when you're 16. If you're waving guns and next to a golf course?
Yeah, that's
Come
just
on.
a horrible idea.
That's a terrible, terrible
That
idea.
is a terrible idea to go by a golf course and do that. Just don't.
They
just
really don't have any sense of humor about that shit nowadays. Or
I mean,
ever.
like if you don't have, the money or the time to actually contact the golf course,
get
ask
permits.
them, get permits and get the permission. That just don't do it. It's not worth, it's not worth, possibly getting arrested by the cops. Or if you get like a really, twitchy cop, especially since you have airsoft guns.
Right.
You don't want to end up having a shooting, like an incident happen. You don't want anything like that. I mean, worst comes to worst, talk to an adult that you trust. I mean, if it's not your parents, then maybe, there's your, communications, your film and video teacher. Maybe they can go ahead and they can give you some advice on this or even help to get you, the required permits or at the very least the required permission from the golf course.
And here's the thing. You're 16. You're not going to make John Wick 4. You're
Nope.
just not. What are you doing making this kind of movie anyway? I know we all want to make the big assassin movie where the assassin wants to get out of the assassinating so he can marry a woman, but then they kill the woman so that he has to become an assassin to assassinate the assassins.
And he has to flip over tables, and you're not going to make The Matrix 4 or
You're
whatever.
So what are you doing this son of a movie when at the same time you could be making a movie that talks about the things that are relevant to you? Like when I was 13, I wanted to make like Stand By Me. I also wanted to make it Stand By Me with robots, but I also wanted to make something that was relevant to me, that spoke to me, because that was like one of my favorite movies when I was that age, was like 15, 16, was like movies like Stand By Me, which says a lot about me, really, truly.
Yeah.
A bunch of misfits who want to escape their terrifying deadbeat dads.
Yeah. I mean, yours was like relatively like a good movie. Like yours is technically a good movie. My favorite movie when I was that age was Weekend at Bernie's.
So why aren't you making Weekend at Bernie's,
Yeah,
kids?
make Weekend at Bernie's, dude. Make Weekend at Bernie's 3.
And if you can't afford the makeup, just desecrate a real corpse.
Just bring them back by voodoo.
Food. That was Weekend at Bernie's 2. Do you not even know the difference between the two?
Of course I do. But I mean, if you're gonna, you desecrate a corpse, you might as well go whole hog
If you're gonna
and pay
desecrate-
real homage to Bernie.
If you're gonna desecrate a corpse, I say you do it like the old school, like Weekend at Bernie's 1, and just duct tape its wrists to yours and drag it around in 100 degrees heat with 100% humidity, and see how long that fucking thing
Tie it to the back of a boat and just see what happens.
After a weekend with Bernie, that thing would have just been 2 hands taped to the T-bar.
Oh my God.
I mean, it would have hit that first buoy and exploded like a balloon full of hot dogs.
What are you saying? We can't trust Weekend at Bernie's being accurate?
I think it would
It's
have
not true to life.
I think it would have been plumped up like a ballpark.
Oh, you would have stank too, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, the first time.
And like bodies, they shit after they die. So it would just be like, did they clean them up afterwards?
They gave him a bath. Did
they give Bernie a bath?
Yeah, they had to wash him clean up because piss and shit. And
My
covered
other
in-
favorite movie
Yeah,
was
okay.
Bill and Ted, of course.
Well,
I love
yeah.
Bill and Ted.
What I don't get about Bill and Ted is the timeline situation,
Yeah.
the number of paradoxes that you would have created. Because I mean, look,
Well,
you're
some
gonna-
of them it wouldn't have mattered because, like Beethoven, he doesn't speak English, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, so he would have been, I mean, Plato would have not spoken a word of English. But you're telling me that Abraham Lincoln would have gone to the Ford Theater after having spent 1 minute looking him up?
He probably went
in
to
the
Barnes and
library.
Noble, and you don't think that he's not going to Google himself?
Well, yeah, it was the late '80s, so it would have been a B. Dalton's or a Walden Books.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's before Barnes and Noble.
So
And the great before.
I mean, you're talking about a massive time paradox, which
Yeah, a huge time paradox.
Could you imagine, though, a world where not only did Abraham Lincoln live, but Our American Cousin was a staple of community theater?
Yeah, where it wasn't ruined by John Wilkes Booth.
I mean, because, nowadays we got Annie, Get Your Gun.
We could have had
the Music
Our American
Man.
Cousin.
We could have added Our American Cousin to that
Instead,
staple
we
of-
have the Music Man and
and
all that
Oklahoma.
foolishness.
and South Pacific and garbage like that.
Yeah.
We could have had it was a genre defying comedy hit about Our American Cousin trying to ingratiate himself in the stuffy upper class middle like English society. That
And
would
now
have been
you can't put
fantastic.
that on without people being reminded that
people being
Abraham fucking Lincoln
offended.
died.
Thanks, John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
You not only assassinated a great American president, but theater.
Theater itself.
Theater itself.
You ruined this one play that nobody wants to put on.
I would put it on.
I know you would.
What sort of subjects would you have investigated? Would you have explored cinematically had you had like the technology? Because when we were kids, when we were like 15, 16, we didn't have digital cameras. We couldn't shoot movies. Digital.
We
was
could shoot
great democratizer.
If you were rich, you could go ahead and get a video recorder.
Yeah, you could get
do
a video
that.
camera.
But there was nobody to show it to, but your friends and your mom.
And
maybe you could convince the local
you can maybe convince the
community
local
television station.
But they wouldn't have had the method to play those things.
No. So there was no audience for it. If I had been, it would probably be a lot of the stuff girls my age like boys and worrying about being popular and all that teenage nonsense crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I probably would have attempted to make like a Dracula movie.
Oh yeah.
Of
course.
The 90s gave us the closest thing that we have to like a Dracula movie that is partially based on the book, but nobody's ever made a good Dracula movie.
Yeah. They made it so close, but I think in several key areas
they made it so far away.
I'm so done with like vampire love stories, like tragic vampire love stories. Like I'm so over romantic, sexy vampires. I'm done.
Dracula was a monster. He was a predator. He was hairy and stank
gross.
Of blood because that's all.
I'm not interested in your sparkly romantic vampire. I want a petty vampire.
I want
I want a vampire that remembers grudges from like 5,000 years ago. Like Augustus pissed him off. Like Augustus owes him money and he's still not over it.
Julius Caesar owed me 2 slaves, but he got stabbed before he paid up.
He owed me 2 slaves and 5 kickers. And he still hasn't paid up. What a piece of shit. So I kill his whole family.
There's a fishmonger owed me 5 dinars. Trampled my camel. Do you think he paid? No, it's because I'm vampire.
He's got like serious grudges that date back to the time of Christ.
Yeah. He's like mad at someone who kills their whole family and does not see why that they try to kill him. They try to destroy him.
1545, man on horse cut off my carriage. I burned down the man village and I paled all the survivors. Did it because he knew I drank the blood.
And then he come back and he tried to kill me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And then, he's like writing down all of his slights, but then he like writes it in a dead language that he forgets how to read. So he's like,
I'm so mad at myself.
So, he takes it to like get it translated, but then like the professor overcharges him.
I forced my blood upon his family and his slaves are mine. I damned their souls. I made them stand outside his window at night and scream my name until they dawn. Hang themselves 10 days later. Never give me a refund.
That's the story I want to tell, is the pettiest vampire.
He make me pay more because he knows that I consort with wolf and rat.
That I am minion of dark forces. This is why.
This is why they make me. I have seen your discount coupon. They make me pay full price for my coffee at McDonald's. It's because they know.
It's never about anything like big or profound. It's just the petty, nasty shit.
Yeah, it's just like the stupidest shit.
I forgive the Turkish man long time ago, but Professor Smith, I will curse his family for generations.
Or like, he just gets mad at the barista at Starbucks because she puts like, the wrong. I asked for a half cup mocha latte.
I wanted.
She give me caramel latte.
I want no milk, soy only.
I am vegan.
Except for the blood part.
It doesn't really work out.
It's tough.
But I only drink human, so it's okay.
Squeeze blood from soybean.
wheel.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Because I can't drive anymore.
But Kevin, because I'm assuming that's your name, just don't. Help! Help! Mom problems. Advice on this movie? How the hell do I get my mom to say yes to something? I mean, do I butter her up or cry or what? The problem is I really want to go to my friend's house to shoot a movie because we wrote one. It took us a month or two, and her parents aren't going to be home from 8 to 11, but my friend's older brother will be there, and my mom won't let me go because of her older brother. I don't know. She's being really mean. And my mom's birthday was on Saturday, and we were at the beach for her birthday, but she wants one at our house now with the whole family on Saturday. I told her that I already went to her party at the beach. Why can't I just go to my friends? But she says she keeps making excuses why I can't go. Ugh, please, how can I make her say yes? We want to shoot it at her house because it is a horror movie and her house has woods that we are going to be running through. Some other girls are going Saturday too to help us shoot the movie, and I don't like her brother. He will be supervising. Update. I can't walk to her house. It's too far, and I don't have a license yet, so I can't sneak. Sorry.
Wow, this sounds like a John Hughes movie that he's already made. This is an alternate John Hughes movie. An alternate universe John Hughes movie.
Becki, you're a Centuar. You can just gallop there. It's not too far on
I
your
know.
Centuar hoofs.
We already told you to follow your dreams, Becki. Stop with us. Stop sending us your ridiculous questions. We can't answer your every need.
Okay, Becki, write this down. None of this sounds good. You can't make a movie from 8 to 11 unless it's from August 8th to September 11th.
Yeah.
No matter how long or how short your horror movie is, 3 hours is not going to be enough time to do anything but dick around on your phones. It's okay for you to not.
And honestly, let's be real. I don't think I think making a movie, you're not making a movie.
No, you're screwing around with your phones.
You're gonna screw around. You're probably gonna get drunk or something. It's probably gonna be a party. Don't lie to us, Becki. Becki, we know what you're really doing.
And your horse metabolism cannot process alcohol. The Whisper Stranger was really specific about that.
God damn it, Becki.
God gave you that horse body, and the Dark Lords gave you that horse body.
It is a temple, and you should treat it as such.
And then when you die, you can sell it for meat.
Well, I mean, your parents can sell it for meat technically because you're going to be dead, but because Centuar meat has healing properties.
Yeah. It's like drinking unicorn blood. You'll have a life, but it'll be a half life. It'll be twisted.
Life.
It's because you've destroyed something pure. A Centuar made out of Becki by the Whisper Stranger. What are you doing to us, Becki? These are too many questions for one night.
Yeah, you gotta stop, Becki.
You gotta slow down. First of all, Becki, if it's a horror movie, why do they need a horse there? I think they just want you there because they know that they can ride you around.
Yeah.
Don't let people
They want to
take
use
advantage.
you as a steady cam.
Don't let people take advantage of you. You've got that horse body so that you could be a star. Charge them for it. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, never do anything for free, Becki.
Never do anything for free. Get it in your contract.
Especially as a steady cam. You don't do it for free.
As a steady cam horse body, just get it in writing. Get it. I don't care if it's with friends. Okay,
At
this
the
is
very
very
least,
serious.
you're owed free pizza or oats. Depending on your preference.
It's a oats pizza. It's a pizza made with oats.
And you know what your body can handle, considering it's been changed by dark magic
and horrific back alley surgery. I don't even think your digestive tract works anymore. Let's be honest. He was stapling some shit in there, some tubes and stuff. We don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah, you probably should. It's gonna be a problem for you.
With hands made of smoke, I don't even know how he's able to manipulate tools.
And you do have a colostomy bag. That is a very real thing that's going to happen. You're gonna have one of those little bags that they have in Mackinac Island behind her. To catch the poop.
But get everything in writing. I mean, this is a serious bit. To walk outside of the bit for a sec, get everything in writing. It's not really going to be to your advantage, regardless of what happens with it afterwards. And no matter how much fun you have with your friends, get everything in writing. It's the kid who's going to get shot in a golf course, same thing. Get it in writing. Get something in writing that says, this is what we're doing. This is the goal of it. This is how much I'm compensated for it. And these are the rights that I either give away or still retain in perpetuity. Get it in writing, even if it's with your bestest friend in the world, because you don't know where that bestest friend is going to be in a year.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're going to end up doing with whatever they make.
Right. So just get it all in writing. This is good advice for anybody who wants to make anything nowadays with entertainment.
I mean, we don't want to be used as a trusted source, but at the same time, get it in writing.
Because with YouTube and Vimeo and TikTok and Twitter, anything, YouTube, et cetera, anything can be somebody else's ticket to some sort of notoriety or fame, and utilizing your image without your consent.
I don't know how it turned into this. We were talking about Centuars a minute ago.
I just want everybody to be aware of this, to know, like, I don't know how old these questions are, but if it's still relevant, I'd still actually like to help just a little bit, because we are technically a movie making podcast. Get it in writing, and you know what? Don't do
and get a copy for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just leave it with them. There should be 2 copies, one for them to keep and one for you to keep.
My actor girlfriend didn't get a call back, and I did. I don't know what to do.
You take the part, motherfucker. That's what you do.
What to do. So my girlfriend showed me auditions for a play we both love on Facebook, and we both auditioned. She an actor, and I am definitely not. Only problem now is I got a call back and she hasn't heard yet. She doesn't know I got invited back, and I'm supposed to go back in 2 days for dance call. I'd really love to take the part, but I'm worried how she would feel. P.S. I only auditioned for a very small part and she auditioned for a bigger part. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Do I go to dance calls, see what happens, and not tell her? Do I tell her?
No, you tell her.
Do I keep pretending I haven't heard? IDK
tell her,
if I
bro.
want to do it without her. Help.
You tell her, bro. Like, here's the thing. Here's the real thing. Don't ever limit yourself because of the person that you're with, because you're going to end up with a lot of regrets. You're not going to do things that you really wanted to do, and you're going to miss opportunities. Yeah. If she's not happy for you and happy for this opportunity, then, and if she's not supportive, then maybe you're with the wrong person, because if you're in a relationship with someone, you should be supportive of them.
You should definitely get a poison tester. You should definitely
should definitely
it sounds
watch
like
your back.
If you're scared about this, just keep your eye on the roof lines for snipers.
Yeah, and never put your back to her.
Right.
Never ever.
Eat in the corner, sleep with
Keep
one
your
eye
eyes
open.
on her at all times.
Get a dog and test the food. Get a dog to test the food. A dog you don't like. Get a dog that you don't like.
Yeah. Or get like a hamster.
Get a hamster. They're disposable.
Yeah, they're disposable
pets.
and they're cheap.
Yeah, I call them trash can pets, because as soon as you get them home, you can throw them right the fuck away.
You can throw them right in the garbage because they're garbage pets. Oh man, someone's gonna be mad about that.
Come at me,
bro.
Just don't
at blueheavenpictures at gmail.com. Yell at me about your hamsters. I fucking dare you.
Just shoot a basket with that hamster. Just get some points.
Kobe.
Larry Bird, 3-pointer. But no, yeah, just get a hamster you don't like. Just get one with a rough personality that grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, and use it as your poison tester.
Sleep with a gun underneath your pillow.
What?
Sleep with a gun underneath your pillow. No, don't do that. That's a bad idea. That's a bad take. Don't listen to me. That's a bad take.
Don't source us for anything.
No.
It could be too that the director didn't call her back because she's a snatch for the part. I mean, she's 100% locked in for the role. Then the director won't need to hear her again. And if
they probably would have called her back by then and told her she got the part.
No, not necessarily, because you really want to do that. I mean, as a director who's actually had to do that, you make all those phone calls all at once so they don't have time to talk to each other. Because that's the thing, is like, you don't want to, as a director, and this is a hot take for the directors, call them all back basically all at the same time. Get a couple of people to help you do it so that, there's less
Especially during
communication
social
time.
media, because there is a 100% chance somebody's going to be posting that to Facebook within
Right.
2
Oh my
seconds
God,
of
I
getting
just
that
got
call.
cast as Hamlet. Like, LOL, what? Because we're doing callbacks for Hamlet 2 days from now. So no, yeah, if she's a shoo-in for the role, then she's already got it. There's no need for the callbacks unless you want to test other actors or actresses opposite them at the same time. But there's also the possibility that she just wasn't good, or
Yeah,
and it's
wasn't
not
good enough, or she wasn't right for the part.
She's not right for the part because
I mean, it might not even, like I said, it might not even be a thing where it's like
It's
she
like-
wasn't good enough. It's
Right.
just she's not right for the part.
or she's not right for the other actors who are going to get cast in other roles, like too tall, too short, not the right composition,
but
like
as a
composure,
human person,
or,
you can't limit
Yeah.
yourself based on what your significant other. I mean, that's just to me, that's so not right. And I understand wanting to be sensitive about it and not wanting to be a jerk about it, and but be honest, don't lie, because
it's going
once
to come out
again,
eventually.
yeah, she's gonna figure it out.
Or you're just going to go that night to callbacks.
Yeah.
And she's going to call you up. Where are you? What are you going to say? Oh, I'm riding Becki the Centuar.
Yeah, she's not gonna believe that.
Or she's going to be really
Becki
mad.
died 6 months ago in agony.
Hooked up to a bunch of fucking machines at a horse vet at a horse hospital.
Her parents had her euthanized.
She was at Churchill Downs and they had to shoot her on the track.
Like old Yeller.
Because the Whisper Stranger told you not to race, Becki. He was
Told you
very
you can't
specific
actually
about-
race. Your heart can't take it.
That's a lot of horse for a human heart. You were warned. You were warned.
You were warned, Becki. Why didn't you listen?
You stupid animal. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us for tonight. I would like to leave us with one final Yahoo, and I'm gonna need a couple of seconds to find it. So while I'm looking for that, I would just like to say acting is a tough business. Everything in the creative arts,
Entertainment
everything is
is
a
the
tough business. It's not always personal. It's very rarely personal. It's usually a business decision. It's not, you're not right for the part. She's not right for the part. He's not right for the part. They're not right
what
for
they're
the
looking
part.
for whatever
Not-
reasons.
Movie, theater,
It's fucked up.
penis? I went to this movie theater a couple weekends ago, and this man at the urinal there had his beepus hanging out all over the place. It was weird and awkward. It was pretty big. He was like 40. What should I do next time that happens? I don't want to be rude. So do I compliment him on his size?
You don't say anything, God.
Thank you so much.
Kevin, you don't say anything. You just pretend that you didn't see that. You just ignore it, Kevin.
Kevin, clamber back on Becki and ride the out of there. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Why Don't We Have Our Own Show. I've been Scott.
I've been Ann, and please, please, please send your questions to blueheavenpictures@gmail.com.
Check us out on our Patreon
Yeah,
page.
please become a Patreon. We would really love to have some patrons so we could give you extras.
Extra shit.
Yeah, extra shit. Obviously, right now our extra shit isn't that good because we're just starting out. But you know,
But we're getting there. We're getting there.
and we'll get there faster if you join our Patreon.
Yeah, if we've got a little bit of extra scratch to help this thing along, maybe we won't have to take a 2-month mental health break.
Yeah, and maybe just maybe we'll figure out a way to make stickers or something because I know people fucking love
merch.
stickers.
We're gonna figure out the merch sitch.
Yeah, but we have to have patrons to figure out merch.
Right.
You can't get merch before you get patrons, but you can't get patrons without merch. It's like a fucking paradox.
But I'm guessing that we'll probably put Becki on a t-shirt one of these days.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.